All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode here on the NSRA Broadcasting YouTube channel. Tonight, we are taking on 50 laps at Talladege Motor Speedway, or Superspeedway, here in the NSRA. Tonight is the final race of the season, and we'll be headed to their next season here in a couple of weeks. So stay tuned for more information about that. Tonight, these drivers, David Overstreet, Lynn McNeese, Paul Servant, Douglas Johnson, Russ Hancock, Dana Osborne, Mark Mann. We've seen a lot of good action from all these drivers tonight. This season, Bubba Winningham as well. Looking forward to seeing what they do tonight. Again, 50 laps at Talladege Motor Speedway. Currently, we are in qualifying. Let's find a couple of guys out here on track. Speaking of Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence, he's currently out on track. And that very colorful Kirby number 47 puts down a 54.092, which will be good enough for second place. David Overstreet with a 54.079. Sean Stevens still on track. Let's see if we can go jump to him real quick. Currently our pole sitter with a 54.019. We've got about 2 minutes left in qualifying. Looks like he's just practicing his pit road entry here. Go to Paul Servant, currently out on track, the number 3 car. Paints aren't quite updated yet. There was an issue I had with my computer earlier and trading paints did not start. So it's starting right now. We're watching the number 3 car of Paul Servant, who just ran a 54.002. Currently our pole sitter. There's that Oreo car that we know and love with Paul Servant. Dana Osborne coming down pit road. Their last practice of getting onto pit road. Now, a reminder, these guys run, I believe it's 50% fuel, maybe 60%. So they do have to pit frequently, every roughly 15, 20-ish laps. So you'll see every one of them come down on every caution to make sure that they do have enough fuel for the remainder of the race. Currently watching Dusty Burkhart in that number 69 car. Tennessee Vols. Runs a 54.118. That's good enough for top 10 and 10th place. Lynn McNeese currently out on track. And that number 84 car. Lynn McNeese is not on track. Not quite able to finish this second lap, so the starting order is set. First place driver is Paul Servant, followed up by Anthony English. Third place, we have Sean Stevens. To his outside will be Dana Osborne, followed up by John Guerra and David Overstreet here in 6th place. Douglas Johnson to the inside, starting in row number 4, followed up by 47 in that Buddy's car, Buddy's Cheeseburger Motorsports, number 47. To the inside of row number 5, Cole Spalding. Dusty Burkhart to the outside in 10th place, not quite on track yet, so I can't show his car here. Behind him, Russ Hancock in the 343, very red, white, and blue car. Love the paint. On the outside, row number 6, Sunday Select Series. is coming back. Bubba Winningham is the owner of this league, so he'll be he's got some news announcements for the next series coming up. Row number 7 to the inside, number 4 of Rick Cybrands. I've probably been butchering it this entire season. To his outside will be James Meyer. In row number 8, Mark Mann. To the outside will be Lynn McNeese. And bringing up the back in that Mountain Dew Baja Blast number 50 car will be Stephen Lane. Head back up to our leader, Paul Servant. We should be getting rolling here in about 15 seconds for our pace lap as these cars head out. We're going to sit here while this field passes by. Pace car is going to start rolling here in just a moment. Our field passes by here through turns 1 and 2. These cars fixing to be a lot louder here in about a half a lap. About a minute left until we get the green flag going for our final race in the Sunday Shootout Series, brought to you by Chevyland. We're watching our leader right here, the number 3 car of Paul Servant. Pace car is off. You're going to see your field come in the top right hand corner of your screen here. We're going to wait till that green flag flies. A little bit of slippage here on the inside lane. The number 3 Paul Servant holds your lead to the outside, the number 44 of Anthony English being pushed by the number 8 car of Dana Osborne. Not quite wanting to give it up anytime soon. This is the last race. Championship is on the line. I haven't actually looked at the points yet. Probably should do that to see where we are for points. So far, we're staying single file. We've got some great pushing from Dana Osborne as well as Sean Stevens for our 2 lead cars. You could see Paul Servant get a little bit wiggly here on the front straight when he's getting a push from Sean Stevens. They may have updated this aero package in the Xfinity car to be a little less stable when getting pushed. You can see it from the number 44 of Anthony English as well. We've got 2 cars in the field running that Sunday Select Series paint job. We've got David Overstreet in the number 46 version of it. And also the number 66 of Bubba Winningham, both running that paint tonight. They are recruiting currently for their next season. Ooh, big wiggle out of there from the number 44 car, Anthony English, from a push from the number 8, Dana Osborne. Able to keep it straight. Paul Servant takes the lead again with the number 27, Sean Stevens, behind him, pushing away. These drivers do have 1 fast repair tonight. And as I was mentioning, they are openly recruiting right now for their next season. Starts in a couple of weeks. Stay tuned for more information. Everyone's staying single file currently. The battle will come soon. Now in these cars, I'm not sure if it's beneficial to stay right on the bumper because of how loose these cars are getting while pushing, or just get as close to that bumper as you can. Get a couple of cars in line like that, and you may be off to the races. Now, while this track is wide enough for 3 to 4 wide racing, we are 2 wide racing. However, these cars are really close. You could fit 2 cars above Anthony English right now in that number 44 car. Trying to get some side draft going as well, trying to dump some air. Oh, it's a big wiggle out of the number 3 car. Check up on the inside line. Pushing through the corners may not be an option this time around. Ooh, push from the number 8 car brings the 44 down the track. Big wreck going into 1 and 2. Lots of drivers involved. We've got several cars with a meatball flag. Anthony English, that number 44 car. John Guerra in the number 88 car. David Overstreet in the number 46 car. Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence in the number 47, Dana Osborne in the number 8, and Douglas Johnson in the number 38 car. All with meatball flags currently. Let's see if we can go back and take a look and see what happened here. It was a push from the number 8 car. Just gets kind of loose, comes back up the track. Everyone gets involved here. See if we can go on board with Bubba Winningham through this. Really nowhere to go. let's go back to Rick Sebrands, who's a little bit further down the pack. You can see the cars up front make contact. He's already on the brakes, checking up. Not wanting to get involved in any of this. Smart move. All right, that being said, folks, let's go to our first commercial break here, brought to you by Chevyland.
Hi, I'm Bubba Winningham, and welcome to Chevyland.
And that was our commercial break, brought to you by Chevyland of Shreveport. Speaking of hurricane battered areas, our thoughts, prayers out to everyone in Tennessee, Carolinas, Florida, everyone that's been affected by this hurricane. I know Tennessee has taken a lot of damage, so is North Carolina. So thoughts and prayers out to all of those folks as well. We want to thank everybody for joining us tonight here on SCSRA Broadcasting. If you haven't done so already, do me a favor, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you are notified every time we do go live. This week, we've got Bristol Motor Speedway, the last known true Coliseum in NASCAR for the SCSRA Blue Team Alpha Truck Series and Dev Sports Cards Next Gen Series. Pace lights are out on the pace car. We'll be going green this time by. You saw all the drivers come down pit road to top off on fuel one last time before our drivers take the green flag here. Pace car is off. Number 69 of Dusty Burkhart is our lead car. Will get the green flag at the Geico restart zone. Restarts are on the leader. And we hear those engines fire up and they are rolling. Dusty with a great jump here. Number 69, Dusty Burkhart with Cole Spalding behind him. To the outside lane, you've got that Baja Fresh Mountain Dew car trying to get up towards the front in Stephen Lane. He's got Bubba Winningham behind him. His car's a little scratched up and torn up from that incident, as we can tell here with our zoomed in cam. Got a little bit of damage here. Looks like he cleaned up as much as he could. We've got the 343 of Russ Hancock, fourth car in line. The 84 car of Len McNeese, all in the mix here. We're watching our leader in that Tennessee Vols car, the number 69 of Dusty Burkhart, being pushed by Cole Spalding in that number 49 car. The outside lane has developed quite cleanly here, quite fair. Trying to get together so that they can put their fire, they can put a fight on to the low line. That inside line formed very well. Able to pull away from that outside line. Trying to put forth any competition they can. Right now, though, it's Dusty Burkhart's race. That outside line trying to get some side draft going on that inside. Little bit of jiggle here out of some of these drivers and through turn in 1 and 2. High line coming into the bottom line, coming into the corner, kind of drifting up into the second lane. There's no issue with that. The thing is, the number 50 car and that Baja Blast from Stephen Lane is running kind of low in that line here. So they don't want to make contact. They've got to be careful entering these turns. Douglas Johnson, third car in line on that outside. He's going to be the control car for speed as long as he can stay close to that bumper. As you see, they're getting a great run through up to turn 3. Number 50 car thinks about going low. He does go low. Now he's in front of the number 69 car of Dusty Burkhart. Let's see if Bubba now can take that and run with it. Bubba Winningham on your outside line being pushed by Douglas Johnson and that number 38 car. You saw the field just past the number 8 car of Dana Osborne, currently 6 laps down. We are watching our leader right now, Stephen Lane, and that number 50, the Baja Fresh Mountain Dew car. I will say it's one of my wife's favorite drinks. Bubba getting a great push from the number 38 car of Douglas Johnson going into turns 1 and 2 here. Loses momentum in the corner Everyone just driving single file on that bottom line. We got 4 cars on that outside line trying to make it work. They're maintaining pace, but they're not really making up any ground, but that bottom line is kind of breaking up a little bit. Little tap there from the 343 car of Russ Hancock. Bubba Winningham doing everything he can to pull the number 3 and the 343 car off this front pack. And Bubba Winningham drops down to the bottom line, in front of the other league owner, David Overstreet. That leaves 2 cars on the outside lane. That would be the number 38 of Douglas Johnson being pushed by the number 27 of Sean Stevens. Our drivers coming out of turn 4 currently. We are 2 wide. Everyone being very respectful and giving each other some room here. Just waiting to see when the next one's going to come. Are we going to get green flag pit stops prior to the next incident? The number 38 car of Douglas Johnson has made it back to the front of the pack. On that outside lane, you could see some side draft going on there. Trying to dump some air on that rear spoiler to slow that driver down. Big shuffle up front. Joshua Medlock in chat. Let's get it, Steven. Whoop, whoop. Big shuffle. Looks like you wanted to try to save some fuel here. Now, a reminder, these drivers that are up front are going to be using the most amount of fuel. At only 60% fuel, being up there for the entire run is not where you want to be. You're going to run out of fuel a couple of laps before everybody else. Hopefully your teammates are close to you and they can go down with you. Some of these drivers like Cheeseburger Lawrence in that number 47 car involved in that last incident back up to second and third place. Currently the lead car on the outside line. Cheeseburger Lawrence not giving up though. The number 47 car has made it back towards the front with the 49 of Cole Spaulding pushing and Stephen Lane behind him. This 3-car pack on that outside lane able to maintain pace with this entire field tonight. We've got everybody getting to the bottom side of this track, which makes me believe in the next lap or two, we're going to start seeing some green flag stops. Joshua in chat says, I know these guys from the Saturday series. When are you going to come run with them on Sundays? The next season's coming up in a couple weeks. I know they're looking for drivers. Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence and Stephen Lane able to hold their own on the outside line here. Hopefully neither one of them bail on each other. Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence on that outside line with just one car behind him. Able to get a great run off of these corners and able to challenge Sean Stevens for the lead. Took the lead that last time by, able to take a single lap lead, which does get him an extra bonus point. Not wanting to leave Stephen Lane up on the high side. Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence, it was clear for a second there to go down the inside. Stephen Lane backing out of the gas. There's a lot of drivers heading down pit road now. Six cars headed down pit road. Head back to our leaders, Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence. And the number 69 car, number 47 is going to fall in line here. Not able to maintain pace, but does not want to leave the draft. I imagine these drivers are going to come this time by. Here they come down pit road. 4 cars stay out. 4 cars go in. Everyone onto pit road safely. Let's head back to our current leader, Mark Mann. Josh, you broadcast their Saturday series and already on Sundays. Got it. You're a broadcaster for them. Well, thanks for hanging out with us. We're currently watching the last 4 guys that do have to pit this time by is our current leaders. Coming in a little bit hot. Looks like everyone's able to maintain it. Gets on pit roads cleanly. Now this is our leaders currently. Paul Servant in that number 3 car being pushed by the number 27 is going to be the first challenger to these guys when they come off pit road. You can hear him. The lead cars are off of pit road, going through turns 1 and 2 on the apron right now. Here are those 4 lead cars that were already in the pits coming back out. Not quite up to speed, so Paul Servant able to drive around a few of them. Paul Servant takes the lead. With Sean Stevens pushing, they drop to the inside line, form up the line. 5 cars in front now. Even through green flag pit stops, relatively clean. Everyone is back together. That second group will clutch that first group pretty easily here. They're about a half a second behind now, but that gap is closing. And that gap has closed. Now let's see who forms the second line to try to get to Paul Servant. We are more than halfway done with this race. We've got 18 laps to go with only 1 caution. Doing fantastic tonight. Maybe over pretty quick. As I said that, we're probably going to need a caution now. They should have one more green flag stop to take just to top off, and we'll be done with pit stops for the night. Paul Servant jumps up to the top line. Maybe doesn't want to lead the bottom line. Picks up nobody. Does hop to the second line here. Behind the number 66. I'm sorry, is that the 46? Yeah, the 46. Man, they're just kind of all over the place right now. That's the number 66 of Bubba Winningham, currently 14th place. 1 lap down. He just needs to get in front of these leaders and stay there for when the next caution comes out. I'm sure that's the plan. Paul Servant does jump to the bottom line here. Going around the number 8 car again of Dana Osborne. Currently 7 laps down in 16th place. Josh, this is the Xfinity cars. Let's head to our leader, Lynn McNeese, up here. Bubba Winningham just trying to get in front of the group. Bubba being pushed by the number 84 car of Lynn McNeese. Yeah, his cars are starting to look a lot like each other. Especially from far away. They sure don't drive like it though. John Stevens is still our race leader in the number 27 car. There is a battle here. Bubba Winningham left out by himself. Number 44 car of Anthony English is a lap down, but currently in front of your leaders. If a caution does come out now, he is going to go right around the pace car. Bubba Winningham was trying to do the same thing, just unfortunately didn't work out. That top line kind of fizzled out. This does work out for the number 27 car though, of Sean Stevens, able to save the fuel while behind the number 44 car. Depending on how much he's able to save, he may be green or to the good, as they say, on fuel. The 66 car steps out again to that outside line, trying again to make it work. He's actually not losing any ground, even though he's by himself. Makes me believe these guys are kind of holding back a little bit to try to save that fuel. We've got 11 laps left in this race. Number 66 able to start driving around people on that outside lane with no help at all. Tells me two things. This inside line is trying to save fuel. One. Number two, the number 66 car is great at side drafting. Bubba's got some help now on that outside line from the number 88 car of John Guerra, who wants to get up towards the front. We've got 10 laps to go. Bubba making good use of that side draft on his way up towards the front. Let's see if he can get in front of the number 44 car. Bubba Winningham still on the outside line, trying to get to the front of this pack. Number 44 looks like your current leader. That is Anthony English. He's currently a lap down. But the number 27 car of Sean Stevens is taking advantage of the car in front of him and staying in his draft. This helps out with fuel mileage significantly. We've got 9 laps left to go. 8 laps, I'm sorry. These guys could be good for the rest of this race. Bubba Winningham unfortunately has to fall back in line again. Not able to quite get up towards the front. We are not good on fuel. We've got a couple of drivers heading down pit road now. That was Lynn McNeese, David Overstreet, Dusty Burkhart, John Guerra, Bubba Winningham, and Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence all entered the pits this time by. We're watching our current leader, Sean Stevens. All of those drivers got on pit road okay. The number 88 car of John Guerra off a little bit later than the rest. Unfortunately, he may lose the draft unless he's able to pick up the second pack. We've got a couple more drivers heading down pit road. That's Sean Stevens, Paul Servant, Dana Osborne, Cole Spalding. All headed down pit road now. That brings Rick Seabrands to the lead. And that number 4 car, Anthony English, holding out for a caution. If one comes out now, he's still in front of the leaders. But they're going to have to pit soon. They're staying out. This is the Rick Seabrands, the number 4, Mark Mann, the 04, and James Meyer in the 95. They are a little off pace. But the gap behind them is 37 seconds to Paul Servant. Their last lap was a 52:032. They're going 10 to 15 miles an hour slower. than the rest of this field is currently. Oh, about 10 miles an hour slower. Just riding behind the number 44 car of Anthony English. Anthony English using the most amount of fuel as the lead car in this pack. But remember, he's a lap down. I would agree, Josh. They made their bed. They can't pit now. However, they're significantly off pace from the rest of the field. Do they have enough by staying slower to make it to the end of this race? These three drivers have been towards the back of this pack and saving fuel this entire race. We haven't talked much about them tonight, but this may be one of the smartest moves we've seen here at Superspeedway Racing. This pack behind them has closed this gap by 6 seconds since we started talking about this. That second group is going about 13 miles an hour faster 15 miles an hour faster than they are currently. With only 3 laps left in this race, though, there may be a big enough gap that they can take their time and go slower and be able to pull out the win. Anthony English on a 19 lap. They're all on a 19 lap stint right now. How much longer can Anthony English stay out front of this group right now to break the win for him? Now down to 27 seconds between James Meyer and David Overstreet. Anthony English having to pull off, not enough fuel to finish this race. But the rest of these guys are in the same boat. Did they save enough behind Anthony English to make it? Josh, I don't know if they can either, but they must think they can. If they've saved enough fuel behind Anthony English, there's got to be a chance. We're coming to the white flag this time by. We've only got 3.5 miles left. We're now down to a 22-second gap. White flag is out. None of them are picking up pace at all. Rick Sebrand's Mark Mann and James Meyer may have just made a 22-lap stint run for the win. Rick Sebrand takes home the win. Mark Mann in second, James Meyer in second or third. Man, I did not think that was going to happen. As a reference, here comes the rest of the field. Wow. I did not expect that. Talk about strategy. Just stay behind Anthony English, who's already a lap down. Let him do all of the work and just saves the fuel. Man, that's a great one. Holy Lord. Rick Seabrand's Mark Mann, James Meyer, your top three tonight. Incredible fuel strategy to get this one done tonight. Pushing Rick around to the start-finish line, who's out of fuel. Got a couple of guys burning it down now. What an absolutely incredible finish. All right. While we are waiting, let's see if we can go find a couple of these guys in Discord. All right, let's bring our third place driver up. James Meyer. James, this is David in the booth. I see you're on mute, but you got me? Maybe not. That's okay. We can pull, let's pull Mark Mann up here. Mark Mann, this is David in the booth. You got me? Maybe there's something wrong with my settings here. Mark, this is David up in the booth. You got me?
What's up, David?
Hey, what's going on, bud? Sorry, had a little technical freak out there. But want to make sure everything's working here. Man,
Sounds good.
it's working now. Good. Mark, at what lap did you guys know that you guys could make it to the end of this race?
Oh boy, probably with about 6 to go. I mean, it was hit or miss there towards the end. We weren't really quite sure if we could make it to the end, but looking at iRacing and sim apps and everything, and it said we were going to make it if we slowed the pace down, and that's what we had to do. And it's not the most fun way of racing, but to win, or to finish podium with a group of teammates, that was worked out in our favor.
It definitely worked out. You guys, Anthony English took the brunt of that for you guys. He was already a lap down, had nothing to
Yes.
lose on that. So y'all just stayed behind him, let him run, let him consume all the fuel, and you guys just, man, it was incredible strategy to watch.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Anthony sacrificed for us there. I know he was a couple laps down and didn't have anything to lose at that point, and we're all teammates, and so he told us we could make it there towards the end, and we saved fuel off him and finished 1, 2, 3.
Man, congratulations on all you guys coming home. 1, 2, 3. Fantastic strategy to end it out here for the season. Great way to finish the season. So, man, congratulations again. Mark, before I get you out of here, anybody you want to thank out there?
Sure, yeah. Thank my friend Maren at home, and all the fans watching, and David O and Bubba putting on this Sunday NSRA series. It was a fun season, and congratulations to Rick C. Brands on the championship over here in NSRA. And and all my teammates that I race with tonight. And thank you guys for broadcasting.
Absolutely.
And whoever sponsored.
Who sponsored? I don't know. I didn't
not
get
really
that information
sure.
before, but I know Chevy Lane's the primary sponsor.
Awesome. Yeah, heck yeah.
All right, Mark. You have a good rest of your night, sir. Thanks for coming by tonight. Congratulations again on your second place tonight. And we'll see you next season.
Thank you, bro.
That was our third place driver, Mark Mann. Let's bring up our third place driver, James Meyer. James, this is David up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Hey, man. Sorry, we had some technical difficulties trying to get you up here the first time, but we got you here now. Man, at what point, I know we heard from Mark, it was about 6 laps to go that you guys knew you could make it. Your pace was definitely off there, but a fantastic strategy to take it home on this last race of the season.
Yeah, well, when we pit, I thought we'd be close, but with the pace, we were definitely able to save a good bit there. So it worked out. So we'll take that anytime we can.
Absolutely, teammates coming home 1, 2, 3 is always a good feeling, especially to finish out the season. Just falling in behind Anthony English again, super smart strategy. It was fun to watch for sure.
Yeah, obviously, of course, that was a huge help. I know he had some bad luck there early in the race, so that put him a couple laps down. So, huge shout out to him for, not being selfish and, helping us out there, giving us someone to draft off of. So, that's the kind of teammate you want in your court.
Absolutely. Well, excited to see what you guys are up to next season as well. We want to thank you for coming by tonight. Before I head you out of here, Jay, anybody you want to thank out there?
Yeah, of course, all the guys I'm running with there, Mark, Rick, Anthony, they keep these things fun. It's a light channel, it's a lot of joking going around, so they keep these things fun. So huge shout out to them. Of course, David O and the guys that put this on, and they welcome me in with my work schedule. I can only make a certain amount of races, so a shout out to those guys, and of course, you guys up in the booth putting on the show. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. James, congratulations again on your third place tonight, and we will see you next time.
Yep, thanks.
Yep. Before I bring up our winner, I want to bring up Mark Mann to the booth again. This is David up in the booth. Real quick, Mark, I just wanted to say Joshua Medlock in chat says you did a great job tonight.
Oh, thanks, Josh. Yeah, Max Speed TV, man.
Yeah, he's been hanging out with us all night.
That's awesome. Yeah, Josh is a good guy, man.
Yeah, definitely gonna have to go watch his broadcasts, especially Saturday night. So looking forward to that.
Absolutely. Heck yeah.
All right, Mark, have a good one, man.
Thanks, brother.
All right, and let's bring up our winner tonight, Rick Seabrand's also the champion for this season. Rick, this is David in the booth. You got me? Rick, are you there, sir? Unfortunately, Rick is not here tonight. We'll give him just a second while we're going through this. But Rick Seabrand's tonight is our winner of the last race of the season for the Summer Shootout Series, brought to you by Chevyland. Also, your league season champion tonight. Claimed it last week, I believe. Locked in on points. So was able to claim that. Rick, are you up here yet? All right. Unfortunately, no Rick tonight. I'm going to put him back down in his room. Maybe if he hops up here in the next couple of seconds, we'll get him in here. But want to shout out to NSRA. They are currently recruiting for their next season. So they will be looking for some new drivers. So take a look at their Discord. You can find them floating around Facebook as well. I've seen a couple of posts getting ready to recruit for next season, or hit up any of the drivers in the league to look for recruitment for their next season. We do appreciate everybody joining us tonight. If you can, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when we go live. We do appreciate everyone tonight. You guys have a good rest of your evening.